Okay, so business intelligence. Intelligence. What is intelligence? It is kind of ability of solving problem, ability of thinking, more like, you know, the mantak, logic. You need to think on that. You can think. So we usually use our brain to solve a problem. We think to solve a problem. So business intelligence means that you can use some tools, techniques, algorithms in the field of in your information system in order to solve the business problems, or to enhance, in order to enhance your business growth, in order to increase your profit, in order to recognize threats, opportunities in your business. And you need some tools and techniques to solve that. So that is called the business intelligence. It is a key to effective management. A key to effective management is high quality and timely information to support decision making. We discussed in one chapter a lot, decision making is very important. And for decision making, you need a good information. Not only a good information, but high quality and timely information. So if you have a timely and high quality information, you can take a good decisions. So this information can be provided by some tools. Okay, and using those tools, you can apply some techniques to perform different analysis and visualization. And this analysis and visualization will give you the deep insight, and you can make effective decision making. You can create different strategies that can throw a great impact on the growth of your business. Okay, moving on. So today we are going to, our objectives, learning objectives are business intelligence and its components. So today we will mainly focus on business intelligence. Okay, so what is business intelligence? Let's talk about this. So business intelligence, BI, comprises the strategies and technologies used by enterprises for the data analysis of business information. So as I told you, strategies, you will use some strategies, you will use some technologies, tools, techniques in your organization for, the keyword is data analysis. The data analysis of business information. So it means business intelligence is just an analysis of the data using some tools and techniques. So BI refers to tools and techniques for, the keyword here is analyzing and visualizing past data. So what are the keywords here? You can see, guys, the highlighted one.
Yes, doctor.
Analyzing and visualizing past data. So this is the BI, the business intelligence. So how to analyze and how to visualize data. So what is visualization? Any idea about?
How to see the product, or how to see the...
I mean, how to see? What do you mean by see?
Visualization. Visual. It's something visual.
For example?
Like imagining how the product will be or whatever.
I mean, how you would imagine?
By putting the elements of the product. Let's say I want to make a system and the system has to have certain parts or certain something like this.
I mean, where you will see this information? How you will see this information? Where you will see this information? You know, did you see ever the charts, bar graph, like in assignment 1, you guys have created many graphs. So there are different type of graphs, different type of charts, different type of geographic representation. You know the map, the world map. Did you see the world map? And you want to see some information for example, you know, the corona cases on daily basis. You guys follow this? How many cases have been occurred in one day, today, all over the world? Are you following any website or anything?
Yes.
So what kind of information there?
Number of cases, cities.
Okay, if I can open here. You can see this. Some numbers here. This is analysis. This is one graph, total cases, daily cases worldwide. See, you have a different information. This is visualization, growth factor, daily, another graph, daily cases, growth factor. Total cases excluding mainland China, another analysis. Active cases, different graph here. See this one, outside of China, country-wise, the whole world. Discharge, recovery, newly infected and newly recovered, different analysis. So this is visualization, guys. Analysis and visualization. Visualization means that you can visualize the information here. So if I want to see the worldwide, I will follow up this one. Okay, and this is intelligence. This is business intelligence. This is for the corona cases. So for every organization, you can create such analysis and visualization using some tools and techniques. Is that clear, guys? Did you understand what is visualization? So analyzing and visualizing past data, historical data. Okay, based on historical data, you can forecast, you can predict about the future, and you can create the strategies. Okay, so moving on. So BI can help managers answer questions such as which customer segments should we focus on, which customers are most likely to switch to a competitor if we raise prices by X%. Do we care if those customers switch? So these questions are very important for the business point of view, right?
Yes.
So this information usually is not available. So there is one very important thing is data. If you have data, so you can perform different analysis and you can find out the answers for these questions. Right? So it means data is most important thing for any organization. Do you agree with this? Okay. So what other information that you can focus on? Can you tell me? For example, the extra store or hyperpoint store, they're mainly dealing with the products. So how many customers have bought a product most? Which is the most best seller by the customers? Which product is most liked by the customer? Which product is not liked by the customers? So you can find out different numbers here, and we need this information. We need this deep analysis. So if I am able to get the information, so I can a strategy, remove some products which is not liked by the customer. I can include some more products because the data is showing, the analysis is showing that the people like this and people buy this. So based on that, I can change my strategy. So in the end, the business will flourish. Business will get some benefit. The profit can be increased if my data is correct and analysis is correct. So today, all types of organizations ranging from political parties to hospitals utilize business intelligence to improve their data-driven decision. In hospitals, how many patients have been affected by a virus, different kind of viruses we have? How many patients have been died in 1 year? How many patients it's getting a coronavirus type of thing, and how they are healing, whatever the analysis that we have shown on one website. So you can create different analysis. So you can use the business intelligence there. In universities, how many students have been graduated in last 5 years? How many students are currently taking the education, and how many students are expected to graduate in next 5 years? How many students will expected to get a job in different in top companies? So it is a deep insight of data. So we have this DSS here, decision support systems. It's working with intelligence and showing some intelligent comparative studies. It is very useful for the top management or executive management to take an effective decisions. Just a minute, guys. Give me 1 minute, please. Competitors sales. Muhammad Walid has written competitor. Yes, we need this analysis for our business. If we don't know about our competitor, so how could we perform well against them? So Samsung and Apple, they are keeping an eye on each other. How? They collect the data, they collect the information, then they perform the analysis. Okay, last year the Apple sold out 1 million phones. Okay, it is a good information. So why? They collect the information. Why people have bought this? Maybe because of the camera, maybe because of some feature. And if Samsung come to know that, okay, this feature is good for that, so people like this, so they can add this feature in their phones. So this intelligence is very important, because nowadays we are working with data. Most of the organizations are data-driven organization. So this intelligence is highly recommended nowadays. Is that clear, guys? Any question about this? You can ask me.
Clear.
Okay, so moving to the next. So why organization need business intelligence? So we discussed this many factors. We discussed many examples. But in this slide, you can categorize these examples in threats and opportunities. If you will not analyze, if you will not do the competitor analysis, so there is a threat for you that maybe your business, you will lose the customer, because you don't know your competitor is progressing and why they are progressing. You should find a reason for that. So there's always a threat in the market, and there are different kind of threats. Maybe you lose your customer, maybe you lose your reputation, maybe in terms of financial stuff, maybe some rules and regulations can make a threat for your business. Every country has its own rules. Sometimes international rules may have impact. Sometimes you have a different kind of products. Maybe the weather conditions, the environment can impose a threat on your business. So there can be many reasons. But in the end, if you have a corrected data and complete data, useful data, so you can find out these threats in time. And at the same time, you also have an opportunities. For example, mobile companies, nowadays, everybody wants smartphone. So you can start a business with smartphone. So there is an opportunity, because people like this, people like to buy this. So there is opportunity, you can avail this opportunity. But at the same time, there is a threat. You have to compete with Apple, Samsung, and some big giants. So that would there is also a threat there. So opportunities can be within the region, within the city, within the country, or maybe it's a global opportunity. Was always there. For example, in Nigeria, there is no IT infrastructure there so far. So it's a great opportunity if the IT company can go there and invest there and can create different IT companies in that country, because there is opportunity for that. Right? Are you getting my point, guys?
Yes.
So all these things are related with the data. Data is an asset. If you have a good data, big data, so you can be rich nowadays. So the third point is continuous planning, and continuous planning is always required to mitigate the threats, to avail the opportunities for your management, internal management, the external management, overall business, playing with the data, saving data, creating data, manage data. So you need continuous planning every time. Nowadays, it is especially required because technology has reached to almost everywhere, and internet speed is getting faster and faster. We have satellite communication have been increased, exchange of data becoming easy and fast. So in 5 minutes, maybe you will receive something new. You have to manage. So that's why you need continuous planning, and some extraordinary things are always there. Exceptional cases are always there, like COVID-19, and you need continuous planning for COVID-19. So you need to analyze the data every time. Continuous planning means you are analyzing data, you are finding a problem, and you're trying to fix that problem. And right in the middle, we have a point understanding the big data. Have you heard this term, big data? Anybody knows?
I don't think so. It's a new.
It's not very new, but it's very famous nowadays. Data science, big data, business intelligence, playing with data. So when the term, you know what is data? Every organization have data, right? Then why they are saying it is a big data? Why this term? Big data means big data. So big organization have big data, small organization have small data. Is this the case? Why they are using the term big data? Can you think of?
The importance of the data.
Because it's complicated.
It's complicated, it's important. As I mentioned before, the word asset. Data is an asset. Data is an asset. So it means data is very important, and it has some value in terms of budget, financial value. And you know, nowadays, many organizations are selling data to each other. Facebook selling the data to Amazon, or maybe the Amazon is selling the data to other organization. And in last year, there was a big issue with these organizations. And in US, they were discussing many times. You know, Mark Zuckerberg, he has been called in front of the senators. He has to answer. The CEO of Google, he was questioned by the senators about ethical kind of things. So why you people are storing the information, privacy information, and without asking the user? And you know, our data is available with many companies. You bought the product from Extra, they store the information. You are doing the shopping from Hyperpanda, so while checking out, they store the information. You have the points, you have the loyalty points, Shukran card. So your information with the businesses, in different businesses, and you have no idea about that. Who's using this data? And in response, what's happening? You are receiving ads on daily basis. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
So did you notice that you're talking with your friend over the phone, and after 10 minutes you are you receive the ad of the same product that you were discussing with your friend on your social media account, or maybe you receive an email. It happens with me. I was talking over the phone, and after a few minutes, few hours, I start receiving the same product on my social media, on Facebook account. So how it happened? Because they are keep tracking you. They are, you know, sometimes every websites ask you about the cookies. We can save your data. So data point here is to understand data is very important nowadays. And the big data is mean that data is really, really big. So we will study this in coming slides. What is the big data? So right now you can see that the data is coming from a variety of sources. So it is really a big data, and we need to manage this. Okay. So why organization need business intelligence, threats and opportunities? Let's continue. There are some external factors in the business environment, such as changes in consumer demand, competitive pressures, changing regulations. So we already discussed this. So maybe your business is not doing well. One of the reason maybe your customer don't like these products that you are selling out. Okay, so how would you find out this? How could you find out this? So you must have data, previous data, past data, or current data. So you can perform some analysis there, and you come to know that people have stopped buying this. And you can also analyze your competitors' data, how they are progressing, how they are doing well, why people are buying products from there. So you can find out, you can predict, you can forecast the demand of your customer. Competitive pressure, yes, sometimes this is also a pressure on you. Your competitor is doing well, so you have to do, like in the start, there was only one STC company, mobile company here, so everybody was buying from them, and the prices at that time was very high for the mobile connection. And now we have so many companies, and automatically there is a competitive pressure, and your prices are very low. Now the SIM price is very cheap because of the competitive pressure. If you raise the price, nobody will buy from you because they have the option from other companies. Changing regulations, the rules and regulation by the country, and the internationally rules and regulations, every country has its own. So sometimes this has also become a challenge, become a threat, and sometimes the opportunity as well. But we can find out, we can analyze this through data using the business intelligence techniques and different tools. So more rapidly business can recognize changes and move to account for them, the more competitive they will be in today's ever-changing business environment. So it is very obvious, the people do the business before 10 or 20 years ago differently than today. Today they are using technology, and before 10 years there was less use of technology. So with the use of technology, things are rapidly changes. So those businesses who are open to adopt these changes and who are able to recognize in time or before the time the changes, so they will be in a good position in the competition. Are you getting my point, guys?
Yes.
But the bottom line is the data. How quickly you can collect, analyze, and visualize the data. This is very important nowadays for every organization. So this figure, as you can see, we discussed this, the organization can have threats and opportunities from the external factors. And the business intelligence, as you can see, the graph, the charts, if you have an environment like this,
Doctor, we can't
keep doing
see the graph.
I mean, this slide number 8, can you see?
No.
Okay, let me change.
Screen frozen.
Now you can see.
Yes, now we can.
Okay. So you can see right in the middle, you have the organization, and on the top you have external factors. Threats, opportunities can be there because of many factors. And the business intelligence, if you have in your organization this business intelligence, The people are sitting there all the time collecting the data and analyzing the data, and your managers can analyze the data through visualization, charts. So this is really helpful for taking the decisions and taking your business to the next level. Okay, now come to the big data. What is big data? So businesses are dealing with challenge of big data. So if you analyze your data, like you have a smartphone, how much data you have on daily basis in that? Can you think of how much data have been added on daily basis in your mobile phone? You have account on social medias, for example, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and you are receiving an emails, you are downloading the stuff from the internet browsing, you have pictures, documents, a lot of things. For one person, you know, it's a huge data. Now imagine about the organization. How many employees there? How many, for example, in our college, the employees data, the student data, and on daily basis the communication going on. So some rules and regulation that needs to be saved. We are receiving data from social media. Like we have a Twitter account. So how many posts, likes, dislikes are there? How many sharing it's keep going on at university level? So we have 100 colleges in our university. So at university level, it's really a big data, and it's keep coming. Every moment the data is coming. So it become a big data now. That's why they use the term big data. So there are some factors that if these factors are associated with the data, then we can say it is a big data. Because internet is very fast, smartphone is everywhere, emails, online, and especially after the COVID-19, all organizations are moving on online stuff. How many Zoom meetings are going on in the world right now? A lot. Almost all organizations are using this. Okay, so we need to manage this data. Think about Amazon, eBay, Alibaba.com, Google. So how much data they are dealing on daily basis? So how they are managing that one? So because of the facilities, the opportunities, the type of business, the data has really become a big for any organization, and you need to manage this now. So let's talk about big data. It is characterized by three things: volume, variety, velocity. Actually, it is 7 V's, but these three are main. So we will discuss these three. Volume, extraordinary amount of data. Your organization before 5 years was taking maybe 1 MB on daily basis, but today maybe in GBs they are receiving the data in GBs on daily basis. Large volume, big data. For example, enables organization to make business decision based on more factors yet at the same time. Storing, analyzing, managing, increasing amount of data pose tremendous challenges. So it's not only getting a data, you have to store, you need space for that. You need analysis, some tools to analyze. Managing this increasing amount of data, tremendous challenges. I remember, you know, guys, I was working in my previous employer. I was creating a website for the online result, and suddenly, when I open the result or show the results. So the students, all students are come together on the website, want to see their result. And suddenly in 5 minutes, the website crashed. In 5 minutes, website crashed because the website not able to maintain the traffic and on the network. So you need to manage these things. This is one example, a small example. Now you are receiving a huge data, so you need to manage that thing. So the first factor in big data is high volume. I mean the large data, extraordinary amount of data you are receiving. Second point is high variety. Data is coming from different sources, from social media, from browsing, from some websites, from offices, from external offices, from other companies. So, and different type of data, like you have a structured data such as transaction data, like in a banking, semi-structured data such as coming from click streams. On different websites, you are receiving data. Unstructured data such as text, audio, video, data, comments on social network, and so on. So semi-structured and unstructured data to messy and are often incomplete. Because if you are receiving structured data, so your tools can manage that data because it is a specific format. For example, you can only work in PDF in your office. So if you are receiving the documents in PDF, so it is easy for you to open it, to close it, to format. So you cannot even open the documents. So this is another problem that usually the organization face for especially semi-structured and unstructured data, because your information system is not able to work with these formats. So you have to convert that data into some format, and then you would be able to play with that. So you can receive the text documents, audio, video, comments, social networks, a lot. So it means data is a variety of data coming from variety of sources. Different type of data coming from many sources. Okay, this is second factor in big data. And the third one is high velocity. So we are on screen slide number 10. Can you see? Ooh. Okay, now you can see. So first we discuss the high volume, the large amount of data. Then we discuss the variety of data. The data is coming from many sources and many type of data, audio, video, text, transaction data, different formats of data. So if you are receiving unstructured or semi-structured data, so you have to convert that into some form so that your information system can work with that one. So this is another challenge in that. So second point is high variety. Is that clear, guys? High variety?
Yes.
And the third point is high velocity. Rapid processing to maximize value. How quickly your system can process the data. High speed. You're receiving data with high speed and processing the data with high speed. On the one hand, data to organization at increasingly higher rates. On the other hand, data-driven organization have to process and use the data ever more quickly. In PeopleSoft, we are using the data is there. So, for example, our top management want to see the attendance situation in our college. So, how many courses we have? For example, in one day, there are 10 classes, or 20 classes. So 20 teachers will take the attendance at once, at the same time. And this data will be saved, and the system will generate analysis within a 5 seconds, within 5 minutes, right? So velocity is how quickly you can receive the data and process the data. Okay, so we are receiving a large amount of data and very quick with high speed. We have a high speed internet, fiber optics are there right now, and data is transferring with a high velocity. So if your data, organization data, is based on these factors, large, high volume, variety, high variety, and high velocity, then we can conclude that it is a big data. So every data is not a big data. Big data must have these points. Are you getting my point, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So we can finish 2 slides more. Okay. So in the past, businesses were used to plan and execute an annual cycle. Old businesses, they make a one-time plan and execute for a whole year. And after 1 year, they see what are good, what are bad. And their planning was like this in the past. But now things have been changes. Continue planning is required. As we discussed, every 5 minutes we receive something new in our organization in terms of data. And you need to keep an eye on that because of the market changes, advancement in the technology, the needs, consumer needs have been changes. So you have to be very vigilant, and you need continuous planning. And of course, you need continuous monitoring to ensure organizations have the information to make ongoing forward-looking adjustment and updates to business plans. You plan, you monitor, you analyze, and you manage the things. This is the continuous planning. As you can see here, it is a cycle. Cycle means it's ongoing process, continuous process for continued improvement, update and adjustment in the plans, track and monitor business processes, compare actual performance against goals, the real-time management. Okay, for example, in my course, I will plan this semester how to teach the FIS course, how to conduct the assignment quizzes, and then I will monitor this, how the results. So I have noticed that the descriptive part in the mid-exam was not good. Students have not performed in descriptive part. So this is an analysis. So now how can I improve this? So I can come up with some strategy and plan, and maybe the next year I will implement some new plan. So this is continuous planning. And in after the next semester, in next year, maybe I will find something new, and I will try to manage it in a continuous basis. So this is ongoing process, continuous process, and it is a cycle. You plan, you monitor, you analyze, and you manage. Is that clear, guys? Are you with me?
Yes, clear.
Okay, guys, it is enough for today, I guess, and we will continue with this with the business intelligence and advanced analytics in next lecture.